many times you're going to faint, dear? Oh, Stinky, things aren't that bad. Oh, it's the poppets. Hello, my little poppets, and welcome to story time. Or should I say a bit of a dreary old story time today. Stinky has been in a funny old mood today, my dear poppets. He's been complaining ever since he got out of bed. What's that? You're incredibly bored, Stinky. There's no need to get dramatic and faint again. No, let me help you up. I'm sorry that you're bored, dear, but you know, there's plenty of things that you could find to do. And as I was saying, my little poppets, he'd been very, very bored and complaining all day. First of all, he didn't like his breakfast. He said that it was a dull and boring old breakfast, the same old breakfast that he always has, and he'd like to have something different. So I offered him some bacon and some eggs, and he said that was boring. Everything's boring, everything's dull, and everything's dreary today, my dear little poppets. Well, I don't know, Stinky. Perhaps the story today will cheer you up. What do you think? You very much doubt it. Oh, well, we can only try and see. I hope you're not bored at home, my little poppets, are you? There's always something that you can find to do. Anyway, my dear poppets, check out the Storytime cake. Even the Storytime cake is a little bit dreary, I suppose, but there is a funny fellow on top. It looks to me, my dear ones, like just a head with a very peculiar face on the top. Well, cracking on with the story, my dear ones, and today's story, my little poppets, is called Noah Dreary. How appropriate, Noah Dreary. To go with our dreary, dull old day. Well, perhaps the story will help to keep Stinky awake. Let's hope so. So, Stinky, you can get comfortable there, dear, and we'll crack on. Noah Dreary. We might just move that cake back just a little bit. And this is a new one. I haven't seen this one before. And here we go, my little poppets. You see, even though it was only just after breakfast, he'd already... Oh, hang on, have I missed a page? Yes, I have. I'm so sorry, my poppets. We'll start again. One day, Noah Dreary complained so much that his head fell off. Well, there's Noah Dreary, my little poppets, and his head certainly has fallen off. Look at that. It's fallen right off onto the ground. Not a very good start. You see, even though it was only just after breakfast, he'd already managed to complain about a lot of things. Well, perhaps, my dear ones, my little poppets, he's a friend of Stinky's, because Stinky's been complaining an awful lot today about everything. This Noah Dreary certainly isn't a very happy boy. So at 7 o'clock precisely, without any warning, his head just fell off and landed on the living room rug. His mother rushed him to the hospital. Well, there's Mum, looking quite frantic, as you would be if your son's head had fallen off and plonked onto the floor. Look at her, she's there with her eyes sticking out of her head, her hair's standing up on end, and she's very, very upset. Oh, and we've lost a pumpkin. But the doctor informed them that nothing could be done. Noah Dreary would just have to learn to live with it. So the doctor can't do anything, my little poppets, and he's put Noah Dreary's head in his backpack, and he's just going to have to put up with it. He can't put his head back on. Oh dear. Rise and shine. He even complained on TV. The next incredible whining head. But it didn't do any good. So there he is there, his head sitting on the seat there. Look at that. And he's still complaining. Even though he got to be on television, that's exciting. In fact, things just seem to get worse. Why me? Asked Noah Dreary. Yes, why you? I don't know. And there he is there. Things are rather grim, I have to say. Poor, poor Noah. But no one answered, and that's when it happened. And there's Noah sitting on a hill there with the head beside him. Look at that. What a peculiar sight that would be if you were walking past. A large gust of wind. No! And the wind is blowing Noah Dreary's head away. Look at that. I wonder what's going to happen. His head is tumbling down the hill. No one heard Noah Dreary, but then, well, my dear poppets, his head has fallen into the ocean. Look at that. There's a fish swimming up to take a look. And it's landed on the bottom amongst the seaweed and the sand. I'm alive, cried Noah Dreary. I must be the luckiest boy in the whole entire world. Well, some fishermen have caught Noah Dreary's head, and there he is amongst all the fish in the fishing net. Look at that. I wonder what on earth they thought when they saw that in their net. That would give anyone a fright, I think. And in that very moment, Noah Dreary knew what he needed to do. The first thing he did was give his mum a hug. Then he hugged his sister, and then he got busy. Well, there he is, running along, carrying his head in his hands. That must be rather difficult, but he seems to be able to do it all right. And even though he's holding his head, he still manages to give his mum a kiss. How strange. These days, you'd be hard-pressed to find a happier person than Noah Dreary. He's one of those people who always seem to get the most out of life. Well, dear old Noah Dreary has had a change of heart. So even though his head is no longer attached to his body, my dear poppets, he seems to be looking on the bright side of everything and seems to have a rather cheerier look on life. And it only took for him to lose his head in order to do so. He still complains from time to time, but only in a good way, and that says save our planet. And yes, there's some funny characters there. They look like they're from U2, that band. I'm not quite sure who they are, but there they are there doing some sort of peace sign. And they seem very happy indeed, because there's always so much else to do. And there he is, and he looks like he's doing some sort of work on a house there. How he manages that, I'm not quite sure, but he seems to be able to do it. It's quite busy, this Noah Dreary. And there's just no stopping him. Well, even though Noah Dreary doesn't have a head attached to his body, there's just nothing that this Noah Dreary can't do. Look at him, he's as happy as Larry, with his head no longer attached to his body. The end! And that was called Noah Dreary. Well, what a peculiar book, but a cracker, I have to say, and I did enjoy that very much. Noah Dreary, the boy whose head fell off, a bit like this one here. There's a head here with no body. Well, Stinky, my friend, did you enjoy that story, dear? You did? Are you feeling a little bit better? A little bit? Oh, that's good. Well, my little poppets, I hope that you enjoyed Noah Dreary, and I hope that you're having a better day than Stinky and not having a dreary day at all. Perhaps you could make a story time cake and make your very own Noah Dreary balloon head on top, or read a book about Noah Dreary. And as always, take care until next time. Bye.